দর্শক আমন্ত্রণ আরটিভি নিয়মিত আলোচনা অনুষ্ঠান ফোর্থরাইটে আপনাদের সঙ্গে আছি আমি সৈয়দ আশিক রহমান। এই অনুষ্ঠানে আমরা কথা বলি বিভিন্ন সেক্টরের বিশেষজ্ঞদের সাথে যারা বাংলাদেশে কাজের অভিজ্ঞতা, উদ্দেশ্য এবং ভবিষ্যৎ পরিকল্পনা নিয়ে আলোচনা করেন। আমাদের আজকের অতিথি যুক্তরাষ্ট্র ভিত্তিক আন্তর্জাতিক নৃত্য সংগঠন ব্যাটারি ড্যান্সের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা পরিচালক জনাথন হলান্ডার। Very welcome, Mr. Jonathan, at our RTV studio.
Thank you so much, Ashik. It's such a pleasure to be here with you.
Mr. Jonathan, is it your first experience in Bangladesh, and how do you find it here?
This is my first time, and it's something I've dreamed about for over 20 years.
Over 20 years?
Yes.
And now it comes true.
It's just a wonderful thing in life when your visions can become reality, right?
Great. We are happy.
Yeah. Me too, and the interaction with young Bangladeshis yesterday in a conversation about arts management and my career and how I can share skills was so inspiring.
What attracts you to bring you here in Bangladesh?
I have known some wonderful Bangladeshi artists who are based in New York.
Well.
And something happened over the last 6 months that a ramping up of Bangladesh, for example, in my studio where I live in New York, 1 block away, an art gallery opens up, and they're showing Bangladeshi artists.
Great.
This is a signal, right? Auspicious.
Auspicious.
So Jamal Ahmad, twice we had dinner together. I went to the gallery, saw his work. He was actually making paintings right there. So I thought, this is a sign I have to go to Bangladesh this year. Also, there's a younger painter named Tokon.
Tokon is
He's
also
based in New York.
New York.
And he has his own studio. He invited me there. And I'm telling you, in a small space, you enter another world. His work is just beautiful.
Great.
So I was introduced to some of the most illustrious, established and up-and-coming artists from Bangladesh.
Sounds great. Well, Mr. Jonathan, as far we know, battery dance demonstrates for almost 4 decades.
More than.
Sorry?
More than 4
More than
decades.
4 decades.
42 years.
It's wonderful. And can you please give us a short briefing on battery dance?
Well, battery dance is focused on 2 missions. Of course, as artists, we want to reach excellence. We are constantly aspiring to greatness as artists, which we never reach because you can't reach perfection, but you try.
Well.
On the other side, we want to know what a dance company can do in the world. This world is so complicated. We're constantly barraged with conflict and difficult things going on. And how can a dance company serve as a vehicle to empower young people and bring people together in a peaceful coexistence?
When did you first fall in love with this art?
I have a very unique story because dance was the last art form that I practiced. I started classical music at age 5. I was in theater on stage as a child actor at age 6 and 7.
6 and 7.
And then continuing visual arts, painting, sculpture, printmaking, this all fascinated me. And when I found dance, I had always been dancing. Children love to dance, right?
Well.
But not in any kind of serious, rigorous training. But when I found dance, I realized it was the one thing that I love to do on and on and on. And this is what you need. You're here in the television world. You must love every hour of your work. If you didn't, if you only loved the product, that would not be it. But if you like the process. And I loved the process of dance. And I also realized that dance was my vehicle into the world, and I was not discarding anything else.
Great.
I was bringing music, theater, visual arts, everything
all
into.
Together. Yeah, great findings. Let us have a look on battery dance.
For sure.
And its festival as well. Mostly in summertime.
This is in August every year, and we do 6 days of this festival.
6 days.
And we showcase dancers, dance companies from all over the world. There you see the Statue of Liberty in the background.
Yes. It's visible.
That we're spread too thin because we run a festival for the public. We're in New York City public schools. We're in 60 countries around the world. We're creating and performing new work every year. But we see that as a fabric. It all speaks to the impact that you can have as a dancer on your community. And your community can be as small as a small part of the city like Tribeca or the entire world. The audience gets into it. This was our newest production.
Oh my God.
It was inspired by our work with refugees in Germany.
It's wonderful, Mr. Jonathan.
Thank you so
I
much.
really appreciate it, and it's great work by you.
Well, it's very fulfilling for us.
Great. Mr. Jonathan, in 1982, you introduced Battery Dance Festival, which is now New York City's longest running dance festival.
It's like everything
Under
else.
what circumstances?
Well, that's the whole
You
point.
organize
You start something, but you don't know where it's going to grow and evolve. I don't know whether you knew that RTV would become such a huge thing when you first started in your career. I certainly didn't know that Battery Dance would end up going to 70 countries around the world and becoming...
70 countries.
Yes.
It's a great job.
But, you know, this is what we live for. If we have the opportunity to practice our craft and reach new audiences, what could be better?
Great. Which are the other countries you are involved, and how has your philosophy worked on it?
Well, we have worked across South America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. And in each country, we don't come with the same program like a pre-cut, prefabricated model and stick it on here
Or
and there.
cut and paste.
Carbon copy. No. You have to listen, you have to understand, and you have to resonate with the local population and the community and understand what the needs are. I'll give you one example. In Paraguay, yes, in South America, where there are young people with disabilities, visual disabilities, can't hear, wheelchair bound, whatever. Our goal was to show that people that are so-called disabled have abilities that need to be uncovered.
Great.
We had blind students dancing with sighted students in an amazing result. I mean, I myself was just flabbergasted to see what these young people could achieve. It was heartrending. I mean, tears came to my eyes to see that.
Unbelievable.
But
and you bring them in mainstream.
We did. And we showed the local population that don't underestimate. This is something we all have to think about.
Very good findings.
Do not underestimate young people. They have so much capacity.
RTV is working with autistic children. It's a long time, since long, and we also trying to bring them in mainstream. The autistic children, they perform so nicely. It is just heart breaking, and we never expect that how they perform nicely, and there is a hope actually, and we are again inspired by you.
You're giving hope. I, in my own family, have a member who has Asperger's syndrome on the autism spectrum, so I've learned at home the capacity and how to help that person understand and realize their capacity. It's a beautiful thing.
What concept you are working right now, in your view? How important is the concept of diversity in dances?
We've had the opportunity to bring diverse communities together, communities that are sometimes thought of as warring parties. I'm thinking of Palestinian, Israeli, and German youth in mixed groups, and seeing that at the beginning these groups, diverse groups, stick to themselves. After a couple of days of these dance workshops, they're interchangeable. They're exchanging Facebook friendships and so forth. So it's a question of revealing the common humanity that we all share and forgetting about the politics and forgetting about the conflicts that exist and just finding peace among themselves. It's just constantly inspiring to us that there is no divide that we cannot heal through these workshops of dance.
Well, Mr. Jonathan, do you believe the importance of these dances from around the world take on a new meaning in today's situation? Actually, what you started to tell, that in this world, do you believe that it could change?
I strongly believe in people-to-people diplomacy. You and I met in New York in my home.
Well, yes.
You got to know me. I got to know you. We thawed whatever coldness was happening in the environment in the warmth of our friendship.
Exactly.
And this is what happens among young people when you take them out of their context and bring them into a situation where they can explore their own creativity. It's a question of opening up a doorway to a new way of thinking. Now, I don't have any belief that I'm the grand, master who's going to change the world. I just think each one of us has to find our own vehicle. It may be a very modest, humble effort. That's all you can do, but you must do it.
You are talking about the cultural diplomacy. We'll talk more about it after a short break.
Okay.
দর্শক দেখছেন RTV নিয়মিত আলোচনা অনুষ্ঠান ফোর্থরাইট। এই পর্যায়ে নিচ্ছি বিরতি, ফিরছি একটু পরে। সে পর্যন্ত আমাদের সাথেই থাকুন। দর্শক, আবারও আমন্ত্রণ ফোর্থরাইট অনুষ্ঠানে। আজকে কথা বলছি যুক্তরাষ্ট্র ভিত্তিক আন্তর্জাতিক নৃত্য সংগঠন ব্যাটারি ড্যান্সের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা পরিচালক জনাথন হল্যান্ডারের সাথে। Very welcome again, Mr. Jonathan at RTV studio. Normally, finance are a hard part of the art world. How have you surmounted this finance or this situation?
It's a constant challenge, to be totally honest with you. I don't think anybody really enjoys the job of fundraising, but as the CEO, so to speak, the president of this company, my job is to sustain and to build. So in America, as a non-profit, tax-exempt charitable organization, which is the framework of Battery Dance, we start every year almost from zero. We have to build
every year almost from zero.
Yeah. In other words, there are no guarantees. If you hit the jackpot and some big foundation gives you a lot of money, 2018 is a wonderful year. What happens in 2019? You will not get that same grant again.
Exactly.
There are so many dance companies, so many arts organizations, so many worthy NGOs, all asking for the same pot of money. Exactly. So diversifying your funding, we have individuals, corporate sponsors, foundations, and government agencies. So there is a diversity of funders. And the trick is, or the strategy is, to have many funders. If one drops out, you have others. If you have only one funding source and they decide to move on, it's over.
What role is the battery dance playing in maintaining cultural diplomacy? We just again come to the point.
We are very active in this realm of international cultural diplomacy. Now, what does that mean to me? It means not only bringing programs overseas to Bangladesh and other countries, but also discovering the culture in other countries and bringing it to the American audiences. I think this bilateral cultural diplomacy is extremely important, and that we must listen and learn. My dancers come back from different places and they go and they try to deploy all of their skills, but they also feel like they're learning so much. And that's what it's about. It's listening and learning and sharing.
Well, Mr. Jonathan, you attended at the Asia Pacific International Dance Conference.
Yes.
How do you find the similarities or differences between Western and continental dances?
I think that...
as I know, you are a big lover of Tagore.
I love Tagore. I love the art and culture of Asia and South Asia in particular. I am a big fan of Kathak, Kathakali, Bharatanatyam, all of the Mohiniyattam, these different beautiful dance forms of the Asian subcontinent.
What is the difference you find?
Well, first of all, in this region you have 8 classical dance forms and multiple folk dance forms.
Right.
This is a richness of resource that is almost unmatched in the world.
Great to learn.
And I have had the access and privilege to get to know many of the practitioners of these art forms, and I have tremendous, tremendous respect for them. The forms are different, and I think as young people want to be modern and contemporary, so they're grappling with how do I respect the tradition and at the same time move into a modern vein. And so, in a sense, I feel like I am somebody who can serve as a mentor, because I respect the classical art forms of the West, but I wanted to be contemporary and use these vehicles as a way of expressing modern day thought and visions. So in a way, we're all in the same sort of journey.
Great. Well, Jonathan, what are some of the activities that you have been engaged in to promote dance in Bangladesh as well India or other Asian countries?
We had the opportunity to work with 6 diverse groups of young people at the Shilpakala Academy.
Shilpakala Academy. We
ran workshops with diverse groups, as I mentioned. For example, refugees, the transgender dance group, the contemporary dance groups, that's Lubna Sadhana group, which will perform on stage with us as well.
Yeah.
I'm interacting with this up-and-coming singer, Shwapnil Shojib, and we are incorporating him into our program. So this is a remarkable blend.
Sounds great, and hope for the best. Well, Mr. Jonathan, the dance company expands at home and overseas. What is your plan on engaging and becoming a part of the communities?
Well, we are lucky that we have these different vehicles. We have the performance, we have the workshops, we have the outreach activities. So this gives us multiple ways to engage in community. And also, who is the community? Is the community worldwide, or is it a specific community that we're trying to empower? Like, for example, refugees. We were working in Germany, where there's been an influx of over 1 million refugees, some of them unaccompanied minors. Once they reached the safety of Germany, some of them walked from Afghanistan. I mean, just incredible experiences for a young person. Okay, they get there, but then what about integrating into the culture? How do they find their own identity in this new land? And through a dance workshop that brings together refugees and local German students, we found that they erased their borders between them. They erased the fears and the mistrust that existed before and found, hey, we're all sharing this school, we're all learning together, we're all teenagers, why can't we get to know each other? And just forget about whatever divides we felt before.
Exactly.
So it's empowering for us.
Very good. Well, Mr. Jonathan, we are almost end of the program. Any final thought you want to share with our viewers?
I just want to say that I'm really, really inspired by the talent and the wonderful spirit of the young Bangladeshis I've met. And I hope I'll have many more opportunities to go deeper into this relationship in the future.
Thank you very much for coming in our studio. And we hope your best and all success here. And again, we'll find you here in Bangladesh.
It would be my great pleasure.
Thank you indeed. দর্শক, গেল 4 দশকেরও বেশি সময় ধরে আন্তর্জাতিক অঙ্গনে কাজ করছে যুক্তরাষ্ট্রের ব্যাটারি ডান্স। দীর্ঘ এই সময়ে কালচারাল ডিপ্লোমেসিতে অগ্রণী ভূমিকায় নিজেদের অবস্থান ধরে রেখেছে সংগঠনটি। নেপথ্যে যিনি এই মতাদর্শ তুলে ধরেছেন তিনি জনাথন হোলন্দার। বিগত সময়ে বিভিন্ন দেশের পাশাপাশি বাংলাদেশকে তাদের তালিকায় রাখায় আমরাও কৃতজ্ঞ জনাথনের কাছে। ভবিষ্যতেও এই ধারা অব্যাহত থাকুক সেই প্রত্যাশায় শেষ করছি ফোর্থরাইট। এতক্ষণ আমাদের সাথে থাকার জন্য ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে।